In this video, I'll be reviewing my picks from last week, which went 10-5, and provide a recap game by game on how each team won and which players and teams to be excited about. Make sure to subscribe for my weekly picks, which went 66% last week.
All right, so the Cowboys at Eagles. This game, you can see the score over in the top right corner. So pretty much all the points were scored in the first half here. Cowboys actually came out really strong. I was worried about the Eagles, to be honest. Jalen Carter spitting in Dak Prescott's face definitely didn't help. Gave the Cowboys a pretty easy start here with the surprise. Javonte Williams had a pretty good game. But again, it came down to Jalen. The second half, looks like Saquon runs in the touchdown there. Higgins got involved, a couple field goals. Elliott with the field goal out. CD Lamb dropping a bunch of big balls. I'm not sure if we're going to see it on this play right here. Yep, there's one of them. And then CD dropped another crucial, either third or fourth down to finish the game, which is disappointing. All right, Chargers at Chiefs. This one was a little bit surprising for me. I did have the Chiefs winning this game. Did say that the Chargers could win it. The odds were pretty close. You can see in the box score over here, the Chargers scored touchdowns. And the Chiefs, looks like they scored a couple field goals. I think they might have missed a PAT. Yeah, they did. That was really it. Just not being able to convert. Patrick Mahomes had a great game. In my opinion, he was able to move the ball pretty well. Disappointed that the Chiefs defense didn't do more to stop the Chargers offense, as you can see, giving up a touchdown here. Looks like a couple field goals have been scored since this time. This play was crazy, and you got to watch this. So the Chiefs, with like 14 seconds left, the Chiefs with 17 seconds left, I guess, throw a pass out of bounds. Noah Gray runs it back in. They don't have any timeouts left. They rush the field goal unit on. Harrison Butker does to kick the field goal. Nails, I think, a 59-yarder. This is what I thought was going to be the turning point of the game. Classic Chiefs being able to operate a very impressive operation. I guess a very impressive kick, sorry. But it just didn't turn after this. Big play was right here when, Mahomes does his magic. Couple pump fakes. And getting it in the end zone. I think this is when Butker ends up missing the PAT after. So that was a little disappointing. That made it a little bit tough on them. You see the Chargers continue to move the ball, continue to get touchdowns. One here to Keenan Allen. He had a great game. Great job for them. Getting back into things. This is Travis Kelce's touchdown, where he just wide open. Chiefs, as always, want a great scheme. I don't know how you can get Travis Kelce wide open. Looks like the linebacker just missed him there, and the safety's weren't in the right spot. Good to see Kelce doing well. But Chargers rally, get the touchdown that they need. I think they even get the 2-point conversion. In typical Chiefs fashion here, 4th and 7, you think the game's going to be over. Mahomes does his magic. Just a crazy play. If he had given Hollywood Brown a little bit of room to run, this should have been the game-sealing play. They ended up getting stopped, which was very disappointing. Great job by the Chargers defense at holding on to a field goal. And that pretty much ended the game. I think this might be Justin Herbert and his rush. He's known for this. So I don't know how they didn't have a spy or something, but this ended the game right here. All right, Bucks of Falcons. Did predict this one with the Bucks win. They were slight favorites. Falcons played about as good as I expected them to. I think this is Bijan's 50-yard touchdown right here. Yep, they came out scoring in the first quarter as by Bijan was number one in a lot of fantasy leagues. Super athletic play. Bucks eventually get back into it, get a field goal, get a touchdown. But the craziness really happens towards the end of the game. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, well, as I left, 4th and goal. This is a crazy play by Penix. Getting the touchdown, clutch quarterback as we expect. Bucks get the ball back. Typical Baker Mayfield fashion, is able to drive it down. Not even get the field goal tying play, but the touchdown leading play. This is where Baker's super underrated. People don't give him enough credit. He has so many come from behind wins like that, or at least ties. They missed the PAT. They give the Falcons the opportunity to get a field goal. Then they miss it. And that's how it ends. The play that wasn't shown was Penix, what was ruled as a fumble turnover. Couple of minutes left in the game. That kind of changed things. All right. Bengals and Browns called this game correctly. Well, the Bengals were a decent favorite in this one, if I remember correctly. I think it was like minus 200 odds or something like that. They come out with the lead 7-0. Browns rally back. Creating this kind of happened towards the end of this game as well. So they get a 14-10 at half. This was a big change. This is the big game-changing play. So Joe Flacco is known for his ability to get teams back in the game. They're leading by 2 here. So at this point, they're favored to win. The only thing Joe Flacco doesn't need to do is this. Just throw it. Well, that one wasn't his fault, actually. That was just the receiver. I don't know what happened there. Actually, big break for the Bengals. They only turn it into a field goal, which is pretty disappointing. So they're leading by 1. Myles Garrett gets a couple sacks on Burrow when the Browns don't convert. Looks like the Bengals get a couple of sacks on Flacco. What it comes down to is right here. This was this or 10? Because I don't know.
Found this.
All right, so Bengals get the ball back, 17-16 with 10 minutes left. Myles Garrett gets a couple of key sacks here. This is why you got that nigga contract. And then, would you believe it? Another sack. Very concerning for the Bengals offensive line. Almost a safety. So the Browns have a chance here. Drive it down. Flacco does what he needs to do. Bengals end up getting a key sack here. Hendrickson's involved, so I guess the money was worth it there. And then they miss an easy field goal. And that was it. All right, Dolphins at Colts. I called this one wrong. I didn't believe that Daniel Jones would have this kind of game. Tyler Warren was a beast. Had great connection with his receivers. The Colts just came out and just dominated. You can see they went up 20-0 at halftime. Looks like they just start scoring touchdowns and bunches right here. Pretty hard to stop. I know Tua threw a pick. He can look by the box score. They only scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter this game, which is total abomination. Extremely concerning for the Dolphins. For the Colts, I think they played well. I don't know if they're going to be able to play this well against everybody. I think the Dolphins are a little bit uninspired and unfortunately are not going to have a great season. This is probably an indication. There's a fumble by Tua. So yeah, this game was a major disappointment. All right, Jags at Panthers. This is another game that ironically got delayed. Jags pretty much dominated this game. I did not call it correct. I chose the Panthers here with the upset in Jacksonville. I think there were signs of hope after the delay. There was a big play by Bryce Young. But ultimately what this came down to, you can kind of see what's happening here is just the playmaking of the offensive weapons for the Jaguars. So let's see. Brian Thomas, a 9-yard touchdown, couple field goals, interception. Touchdown to Hubbard was the only bright spot of their day. So that's really what it came down to. Bryce Young had a very disappointing day, 154 yards, 2 interceptions. Looks like the running game wasn't terrible at 100 yards, but nothing great. McMillan, 68 yards receiving. Decent for a rookie, I'll say. Lawrence had a good, not great day. Once a me, 8 yards, touchdown, interception. Travis Etienne had a huge day. So for anybody that took it in fantasy, that was a great great pick there. And then not much in the passing game, really. All right, Raiders and Patriots did call this game just because of Geno. Honestly, he's super underrated. I don't even give him enough credit. He makes plays when plays need to be made. Looks like the Patriots are going to respond with the touchdown of their own here. All right, so we can see Drake May about coming in the offense here. See him with a very nice touch pass in the end zone. So he was bringing them back, but ultimately, I just don't think that the Patriots have enough talent to compete. I think that they can win some games because of Vrabel, but like I had said in my prediction, I went with the Raiders here, just based on, honestly, on Geno Smith's experience. I think Genty had a pretty decent game. Geno Smith, 362 yards. Yeah, he killed it. Genty, I guess he didn't have a great game. Bowers had 100 receiving yards. Not a surprise. Drake made 287 touchdown interception. That's not bad at all. Looks like they had no run game. And looks like their passing game is going to be fine. So that's an encouraging sign for them. All right, Cardinals at Saints. This game ended up being way closer than it should have been. It's a great play right there. Cam Jordan. I really feel like he's kind of past his prime, but that play was super impressive right there. So looks like the money they're paying him is worth it. So the Cardinals look like don't have a super inspiring first quarter. There's Murray doing what he does with his legs there. See if we can find a touchdown here. It's like Kamara. It's going to get about 18-yard touchdown. Somehow still doing it in fantasy. Good for him. Marvin Harrison Jr. making a couple plays. Looks like he gets a touchdown here. Not bad. Saints rally back. James Conner touchdown. Also, I was impressed that Spencer Rattler put him in a spot to even be competitive. 3 minutes left here. A touchdown would have been great. They have to settle for the field goal. And then after that, there's just no shot of winning it. See, do they even get the ball back? All right, so 42 seconds left. Got to have it. Chris Olave with a chance to win, honestly. 20 seconds, no timeouts. 9 seconds, must have got a spike in. Oh my gosh. I did not see that. They should have tied this game and maybe won it. And then that's just no shot there. That's a little disappointing. But as a Saints fan, I'd be very encouraged after this. Cardinals fan, not so much, but they always have the same kind of season. Looks like Murray had a decent game. Spencer Rattler, 214 yards. Not bad. Johan Johnson, good game. So, yeah, this game kind of was what we thought it would be. Expected the Cardinals to win. They did, but it was not as impressive as it should have been. All right, Steelers at Jets. This was a crazy game. Aaron Rodgers came out with the vengeance that we expected for the touchdown here to Skoranek. Just kind of took the game from there, though. I believe going into the fourth quarter, it was like 26-15 or something like that. They had at least I think they have like an 11-point lead or 9-point lead or something like that. Super impressed with Justin Fields. He had 218 yards passing, 48 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, crazy fantasy day. Breece Hall ran all over the Steelers. Passing was very solid. Aaron Rodgers had 4 touchdowns, not bad at all. No running games. That was disappointing. DK Metcalf looked as explosive as ever. Jonnu Smith and Calvin Austin got involved in the receiving game and more good additional targets in addition to DK. Definitely encouraged by what we saw from Kenneth Gainwell. So, yep, here it is. What they're not showing here is the Steelers forced a fumble on a kickoff return. That swung the momentum quite a bit. Or wait, maybe it's right after this play. So maybe the Steelers drive, get a touchdown. Good job by Aaron Rodgers. Let's see if there's the forced fumble on this next kickoff return. Yep, this is going to be it. This is actually right at the time that I placed my bet that under the Miami 1500 had 4 legs, including this. Steelers were like a plus 370 odds right before this kick, fumble recovery. This play completely swung the game right here. Steelers end up, I believe, getting a touchdown. Yep. Calvin Austin, not bad at all. Justin Fields then ends up 4th down. Steelers almost stop him, but he does a naked boot, fakes TJ out, walks it in for a touchdown. That felt like it could be the go-ahead touchdown, but Steelers are able to get a 60-yard field goal by Boswell. No surprise. Was a little disappointed that it even came to this. There was I think a 3rd down where I thought there should have been another penalty. There wasn't. Boswell gives them the go-ahead. A score. All the Steelers got to do is hold the Jets here, which they hadn't done all day. Justin Fields, can't believe he didn't run for the first down there. Passes it to Garrett Wilson. Jalen Ramsey makes a typical Jalen Ramsey kind of tackle. Knocks the ball out. And that was it. Showed that all of the Steelers' money that they put in through the offseason has paid off. So encouraged for the Steelers, but definitely encouraged for the Jets. Looked like a much better team than I expected, especially Justin Fields. All right, Giants and Commanders, this one wasn't much of a surprise. Jaden did Jaden kind of things. Debo had a great game, so happy to see that for him. Was never really competitive. We predicted the Commanders. By the way, we predicted the Steelers to win the last one. Didn't say that. And they did. They ended up getting the come from behind win. Predicted the Commanders to win this game. They did. Again, it wasn't really super competitive. Not much to say here. Let's see, Jane gets a touchdown. Here you have excited to earn. Russell Wilson, 168 yards passing. Not great. 44 yards rushing, not bad. But overall, their rushing attack didn't do much. Malik Neighbors was dependable, as always. Jane Daniels, no surprise, over 200 yards passing, a touchdown. Looks like they had a really good running game. Didn't know that Krosky Merritt was going to be so dominant. A lot of people took him late in the draft. If you did, that was a great pick. Looks like he was dominant on only 10 carries. That's super impressive. Must have had a big limit. He busted out. And then Debo killed it here. 7 catches, 77 yards. So good win for the Commanders. All right, Titans at Broncos. Titans get this game much more competitive than I expected. That's the magic of Cam Ward right there, doing Cam Ward kind of things. I'm pretty sure the Broncos led this whole game. So let's kind of go to where the Titans get back into it. So 12-13. This is, I'm assuming, going to be where Bo Nix leads a drive that, Broncos fumble.
Off a punt.
I assume there must have been a Cam Ward pick there. I don't know. They probably just got stopped on downs, and then they punted over. Looks like Harvey is a beast, as a lot of people expected. Good for him. That probably sealed the game right there. J.K. Dobbins running it in for a touchdown. And this was it. Cam Ward's going to have an opportunity after this. But clearly, he's not going to be able to put it away. 4th and 10. He's on 30, and he fumbled it. Struggles of a rookie. Broncos are a good team, though. I think they're a really good team with Bo Nix and Sean Payton. So very encouraged to see the Titans here. Obviously, I picked the Broncos to win this game. But if you're a Titans fan, you should definitely be encouraged. All right, Niners at Seahawks. I had the Niners winning this one, and they did. But I don't know how much they deserved it. Seahawks, I thought, had a much better overall team game. Made a lot more plays on defense, special teams, forcing turnovers. You can see what carried the 49ers, though, is just their big plays. A couple plays from Ricky Pearsall, a couple plays from George Kittle. Niners do what they do. So take a lead here, 7-0. Seahawks rally back. Sam Darnold, I thought, played a pretty solid game. This must be a fumble right here. Interception. Yep. Not bad at all. They blocked a kick. Thought that was pretty impressive. CMC.
Doing CNC kind of
Things. Again, the Pearsall connection is real. So for anybody that took in fantasy, he's their true number one. Had a great game. So did Jackson Smith and Jigba. You can see over on the right there, 124 yards receiving. So he really stepped up as the number one. I don't know how you do that with 2 minutes left in the game, but they did. Gave up the touchdown. And then Seahawks come back. Sam Darnold gives him a chance with JSN. Again, I don't know how you allow that with minute left, but they did. I really thought the Seahawks were going to pull out this upset here. And honestly, they would have. But we'll see another pass rusher, which we saw throughout the day, make a huge impact play to swing the game. There it is. Joey Bosa with the strip sack, and it looks like the recovery. And that's it. All right, Lions of Packers. Didn't call this one correct. I did have the Lions winning this game. You could definitely see that having a new offensive coordinator affected them big time here. Packers look great offensively, not a surprise. They looked good defensively too, but I do think the Lions were hurt by the fact that they had a new offensive coordinator. It's going to take them some time to gel. No surprise, Jordan Love was firing on all cylinders today, had a great connection with all his receivers, including Golden had a great game. Jayden Reed had a solid game. Josh Jacobs put the game away at the end. Lions just never really did anything in this one. I'm not sure if the highlight is going to show it, but Gibbs played decent. Ended up getting a field goal here. Yeah, so this is after the called back pick six. I don't know what's going on here. Very lucky that this wasn't a safety. End up just not really getting any opportunities after this. They couldn't put it together. I know Micah Parsons ended up having a big sack. He didn't play a ton, but he did play a pivotal role in the game. One thing I do want to call out is this touchdown to Tesla is sick. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I already have him on my fantasy team. I think he's an incredible rookie. I think he'll pass up. Even though Jameson Williams got that new contract, I think he's going to pass him up as the receiver number 2. I mean, this guy's going to be special. He lit up the preseason. This is the one bright spot, for the Lions in this game. I think the Packers should be really excited about this season. I think the Lions too, but it's just going to take some time to develop. All right, Texans at Rams. Called this one correct as well. Had the Rams winning this one. This was, I'm going to be honest, pretty boring game. So going into half, Rams are down by 6. Super risky play call, but Kyron Williams is a beast. Looks like their offensive line held strong. Made I would say, a game-swinging play there. Looks like there's no points in the second half besides one Rams touchdown. This is gone on here. Must have not had an opportunity for a field goal. I know Cooper Kupp got hurt in this, not there anymore. Puka Nacua got hurt. Looks like Devontae Adams is letting his impact be known. Keeping with Puka getting hurt. Drive down the field. This is the last points of the game, which is sad because it's opening drive of the second half. But it was all defense after this. CJ Stroud, 188 yards, nothing super impressive. It looks like it was a rushing attack by committee, but nothing substantial. It looks like the receiving game was pretty spread out. Nothing ever really got going. For the Rams, Matthew Stafford, no surprise, 245 yards, a touchdown. Not a great rushing day. Puka killed it. Devontae Adams did okay. So they did what they needed to do to get the win. I think the Rams, as I predict them to win this game, I think they'll have a good season. I don't think they have enough talent to go very far this year. And then the Texans are just such a disappointment since CJ Stroud's rookie year. So hopefully they can turn around. I just don't see it happening. They're just not playing inspired like they did his rookie year, him and Will Anderson. This game, typical Bills Ravens. Just as crazy as an NFL game can get. I can think of, especially in the regular season, few games that are more crazy than this, or just in general, these matchups. Josh Allen is a monster. No surprise. Derrick Henry is a monster. No surprise. This was the story of the whole game. You can see the box score on the top right. I mean, the Ravens dominated. They were up by 15 in the fourth quarter, driving to put it away. What I want to show you is what turned the tides, because the Ravens just keep scoring and scoring and scoring. There's a Lamar rushing touchdown that you're going to see here. There's Derrick Henry with the big run, as you're going to see here. Here goes the Ravens rushing attack. Now, surprise, Derrick Henry with hesitation. Biggest dude on the field, fastest dude on the field, strongest dude on the field. Can't be stopped. There was a play later in the game where he literally just threw a dude. And literally just threw him to the ground. Lamar, I mean, it's just unfair to have the best running quarterback and best running back in the league on the same team. It's impossible to stop. So they dominate. It's 20-13. I think the Bills are settling for field goals here. Field goals. Looks like the Bills are starting to come back into it. Oh, there's some Hopkins. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. Down the last account, Pullman had over 100 yards. What? That is literally. I don't even know what to say. That was crazy. That was, especially for his age. I mean, now with old D-Hop, pretty sure maybe the Ravens had given him some life. So they're up by 15 here? Yeah. 15. Well, that's some crazy play by Cook. Goodness, that should have been a touchdown. So Josh Allen works his magic, rushes for the touchdown. What I didn't understand is, I saw this a couple times. Why didn't Josh just run right along the line of scrimmage, so that you have to bait the defender, see either come for you or cover, and then he just does the opposite, pass it or run it himself? Either way, the Ravens have a pretty substantial lead here. Lamar does Lamar kind of things. I mean, seriously, it's ridiculous what he's able to do. But you can see in the box score, top right there, Bills are about to come back with 22 points of their own. Derrick Henry was another rush. You think this puts the game away because there's just such a large gap with not enough time left to come back, you would think. This, you wouldn't have thought would have made a difference. But look at the final score at the top. They were off at 1 point. Should have went into overtime. But it should have never even been in that situation. 4th and 2, tip. Receiver in the back end zone. I mean, it's like whatever Lamar and Josh do, they're going to score no matter what. This PAT ended up honestly losing the game for the Ravens. You can see it, the top there, the Ravens ended up losing by 1 point. That PAT would have at least tied the game. Although the Bills had all the momentum, the Ravens still should have had a chance to win it. 4th and 2, tip and to another receiver's hands in the end zone. No matter what Josh Allen and Lamar do, it's just, they're always going to score, even on crazy plays like that. And in this one, Derrick Henry here fumbling it. He never fumbles. Had him on that fantasy team. This really killed. This ended up losing me the game because I was winning by like 3. That gave Josh Allen the ball back, real spacing. He ended up, obviously scoring a lot. Bills get what they need. I thought that was going to be, that should have tied it. Ravens would have still gone up with at least a field goal. Somehow the Bills hold them. I don't even know. Crazy play there. Classic Josh Allen doing what he has to do. 45 seconds. And this is what sealed it. I feel like it would have been better for Jair Alexander to just let him go in the end zone, because then the Ravens at least have a chance to score. They end up just running the clock out. Prater wins it with a walk-off field goal. But just the fact that they needed everything to go their way, and it did, and not just against any team, a great team that was dominating them. This was just an unbelievable game. I called the Ravens winning this one. They should have won this one. Obviously, the Bills ended up winning it. So disappointed in the Ravens, but hats off to the Bills. They absolutely dominated when they needed to. And I think the Ravens need to go back to the drawing board. Both teams do defensively. So, yeah, but either way, both these teams are going to be very difficult to stop this year. Nothing to worry about in regards to either one of them.